my god, after what seems like a goddamn eternity, our Ishiguro ship is finally happening! Up Bloody Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdy and Live reaction video is going to be for Miko-sama, Kaguya-sama Love is War chapter 239. So before I get into this recap and live reaction, let me just remind you to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive and kicking, feel free to hit up my Cash App and PayPal. Those links are in the description box below. So, oh my god, last chapter. Oh, friggin' A, last week, or the past couple of weeks, it has been a great week for us shippers, and I'm not talking about the nuclear toxic waste dump sect of shippers. They make us look bad, I swear. Because Ishigami asked me go to the dance, and I was so excited. We better be getting a kiss up in the stands, or I will be so pissed. Please, Akka, do this. Do this, do this, do this. Anyway, let's get to this chapter, see what's in store for us this week. The French exchange event is finally happening tomorrow. This time around, they're taking care of all the prep and coordination, so it should be nice and easy for us. Yes, indeed. It's already been a year since then. I can't believe it's been a year. Oh my god. Last year was truly a struggle, wasn't it? The principal didn't tell us about it until it was so close. Yeah, we'd better be prepared this year, too. And this chapter is titled Adolphe Pascarlo Wants to Protect. Your name was Betsy, right? From the French school? The French school. Yes. Now I'm a representative, same as you. This is like looking in a French mirror, isn't it? So essentially, you're what we would call the student council president now, right? Yes, student council president. Your French seems to have improved quite a bit since last year. Yes, got a bit better. Shinomiya isn't here? All clear? If you're looking for Shinomiya, she had some business to take care of at home. What business? What business are we talking here? It's probably nothing good. What, are you still scared of her? Yes, very scared. Shinomiya is very scary. That day, very threatening. Such abuse. Didn't think I would return to France alive. Oh, you know why? Because you were trying to make a move on her Miyas. That's why, bitch. Well, I'm not sure what she told you back then. But these days, Shinomiya isn't nearly as scary. She's really mellowed out over the last few months. No, famous in France, too. Shinomiya's our mafia. Anger them and it's over. Ooh, what? They are infamous in France, huh? Shinomiya's our mafia. Anger them and it's over. To them, human life, worthless. Quite the scary rumor you've got floating around. Can't fight with Shinomiya. Have to get along. That's why we do the party this year. Ooh. So that's what's going on. How are the preparations coming along? It must be pretty tough. It's the absolute worst. It's the absolute worst. Pull yourself together. No relation d'affaires with Japanese business. Words are so hard. So many wrong orders. Not enough people. Dude, what the fuck is going on over there in France? What are the Shinomiyas doing? Are they just doing like hostile takeovers? Are they going like flat out Yakuza? Or is this like a Godfather situation over there? He thinks this is Yakuza type shit. Oh my god. Please help us tomorrow. Damn it, here I was planning to take it easy too. That damn principal is as useless as ever, huh? He could at least give us a bit of support. Don't say that. The principal is a good person. Like own children, very hardworking. Well, yeah, we saw what the principal was doing at the start of the school year. Like, all of this is according to plan. It is. Principal, I know what you're doing here. In regards to Miyuki, I think the principal this year in particular, and this situation for the party, he's trying to get Miyuki to see how tyrannical the Shinomiyas are worldwide. And if it's like this just in France, what's going on elsewhere? What's going on in Australia? What's going on in the rest of Europe? What's going on in Russia? What's going on in I think of sorry, I have to think of Black Lagoon when I say Central America, but what's going on like in Central America, like in Colombia? What's going on in America? What's going on in Canada? What's going on in Mexico? What's going on in hell, even in Africa? Yes, I think of Black Lagoon when I say this too, is what's going on in Africa, what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in the rest of Asia. Like something very, very interesting is coming out of this. And I hope Akka kind of goes like the Black Lagoon route here. That would be very interesting the Shinomiya, if the Shinomiyas are kind of like in that Black Lagoon mafia type role. That in the business world, I mean, that would be very, very interesting. I kind of would like that a lot. I hope we get that. And going back to the principal, remember what the principal said, that he was preparing Kaguya, and not just Kaguya and Miyuki, but the rest of the class for what's to come after they graduate because of the war that is to come against the Shinomiyas. So there is something bigger going on here than we all realize. And part of me is thinking that part of me kind of wants wants Ishigami and Miko's class to be included in all this too. I really do, to have as backup. But we'll see what direction Akka wants to go with this, because something that I've noticed with Akka's series, whether it's this or Oshinoko, there's a bigger picture going on in both series, which I love. Anyway, let's keep going. If he were really hardworking, he'd give us some actual plans to work with. We barely made it in last time, or we barely made it in last year too. Woo! That's what I was thinking. I was thinking she was gonna say. Betsy was gonna say, you were being tested. Yes, I knew it. I knew it. A trial? Defeat? Something like that. Why? I don't know. Being tested to see if Miyuki could handle what's to come, obviously. I was being tested? Why would the principal do something like that? I guess I'll ask him directly. Oh, he's playing Pokemon Go. Oh, right, it's a shiny Pikachu. He's still playing Pokemon Go. Well, apparently it's still surprisingly popular among the older generation. It is, apparently. Excuse me. Oh, if it isn't Mr. Shiragane, what's the matter? I just happened to hear, about this earlier, but is it true that you were testing me? Now just what might you be talking about? Oh, don't play dumb with me, please. I guess the cat's out of the bag. That's right, I was testing you. I was seeing if you were a president worthy of taking responsibility for the school. God, that's annoying. That's an annoying pose. Oh my god. This pose was everything. He's like this. Oh, let me do this right. I guess the cat's out of the bag. That's right. Let me redo this. This has got to be like this. Huh? I guess the cat's out of the bag. That's right. I was testing you. I was seeing if you were president worthy of taking responsibility for the school. Yes, this pose is JoJo-esque, and I live, and I love it. God, that's an annoying pose. What do you mean taking responsibility for the school? I'm just the student council president, aren't I? Why would you go so far? Because we have to go that far. It's an extremely important matter. The school is full of students who are in very unique situations, but adults cave quickly in the face of authority. Ooh, that is so true. A single complaint from someone higher up is all it takes to stop them from being able to do anything. So at the end of the day, what this school needs is someone who can resolve its problems from the inside. Are you telling me not to trust adults? Exactly. Do not trust adults. Do not trust them. And this is coming from an adult. Do not trust. You've been following me enough. You know that I have gained a lot of trust issues. Adults are fucking stupid, I swear. Am I stupid? I have stupid moments, sure. But am I stupid? Stupid? I like to think not. I try to think I'm not stupid. I hope I'm not stupid. Do stupid things? Maybe. Maybe questionable things is the right wordings. Questionable things? Maybe. Stupid? I don't know. I don't know if I would say I'm stupid. I don't think I really would like to hope I'm not. The chairman of the board of the school is someone you may have heard of before. No! No! Oko Shinomiya, Kaguya-san's older brother. No! Dude, we are going straight up Oshinoko up in here. See, remember what I said. Aga series are very, very complex. There's always a bigger picture. Oshinoko is definitely one of those series, and this series is that way as well. Aga, I love that you're giving us this. Oh my god! Even this school is under the control of the Shinomiyas. I fucking knew it. I knew it. From the police force to the court system, the power of the Shinomiya family reaches far and wide. Our society is far more corrupt than you think. It's absurd. Preach, my dude. Preach. It is very corrupt. Aka, your timing is very interesting. It's making it sound like that this is, well, obviously it's a monopoly situation, but this is very similar to what we saw with if you know your history, very similar to what we saw with the mafias back in the day. And I wonder if again, I have to question if this is gonna be, we're gonna go something straight up like a Black Lagoon type of a more subtle Black Lagoon situation. But like another series that this is kind of giving me, to be honest, actually this is a better comparison. It's kind of giving me like kind of reminding me of the Rotary family in The Promised Neverland. It's very similar to that because the Rotary family did the same thing in The Promised Neverland. It is. And it's kind of the other series that it really is making me think of as well is of Ranger Reject as Taboos. And I know I'm gonna hear the same thing, like I'm gonna probably hear the Rockefellers and all that shit. But yeah, you could make that argument too because of the monopolies of the past. But the monopolies of the past were more limited to America. This wasn't worldwide like this. Like if you want to go make the worldwide argument, what this would be the equivalent of would be more like a Bill Gates situation or a Jeff Bezos or an Apple situation or a Google situation. That's the better if you want to compare it to now, that would be the better comparisons. And I wonder if that's what Aka is going for. I'm trying to think if there are any other series I can really compare this to. Another series that, if we want to talk about like school comparison, it's really, this series is actually good. This is actually giving me Tamagotchi game realness too. It is. It's to an extent Talentless Nana, as well, but yeah, this is definitely a little bit of Talentless Nana if you think about it. But ooh, let's keep going here. At the end of the day, who will be the one to protect Kaguya Shinomiya? I'm sure that as our highly accomplished student council president, this duty will fall into your hands. Strong human connections are the ultimate counter to authority. After all, it's human emotion that ultimately makes the world go round. Holy shit, Aka, you are giving this to me. Soon we're about to see the outbreak of a major conflict with Kaguya Shinomiya at its center. Oh, war is coming, winter is coming. Between the trust, respect, and relationships you built throughout your time here, please use them to protect her. So you... Ooh, this is kind of like what we're seeing, a little bit of what we're seeing, underlying theme-wise, what we're seeing in Boku no Hero Academia, and with the catalyst in a way with the catalyst in what we're seeing with Fire Force as well. So what you were really testing was whether I'd be capable of protecting Shinomiya, is that right? But what too? And he said love is war. Woo. And Aka saying love is war. Woo, she means it. But why would you go that far for Shinomiya? Snoopy, do you, oh, we're using the Snoopy comparison, huh? We're using a Snoopy analogy. Snoopy, do you know about him? The super cute dog. Sure, what about him? As Snoopy once famously said, when it comes to life, you play with the cards you dealt. But right now, as all of you, oh God, this is gonna be good. All of you still don't even know what cards you've been dealt yet. As you keep going forward, little by little, you'll come to understand what you have. This is amazing. I'm gonna finish this chapter and then really analyze this. Holy shit, this is gonna be long. And I don't care. Before you start blindly doing as the adults tell you, you should at least figure out what kind of hand you've been dealt. Oh, I know what series that I need to compare this to. Holy shit, I know. I'm gonna finish this and then I will tell you what series I gotta compare this to. And until you do, I'll use whatever means possible to protect all of you youngsters. That's my way of education. Woo! Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta run to this mega raid. Who knows? He might just be the type of person I'll come to recognize as a teacher someday. How am I supposed to feel about this? But he wasn't just fooling around. Next time the day of exchange event finally has arrived. Oh my God! Next time the day of the exchange event finally arrives. Oh my God! Oh my God! So this. There's a few series that I can think of right now. One of them being actually, one of them being Boarding School Juliet. This is really making me think of Boarding School Juliet, which I really recommend you reading. It is such a good series because Boarding School Juliet kind of had the same thing going on, underlying theme wise a little bit. But God, it's really making me think of that. But anyways, we're going to get back to reading this again, and I'm going to read this portion of the chapter again and really analyze it, and then I will see if I can remember any other series off the top of my head, or actually I have my list in front of me of series that I cover, and see if I can compare it to anything else. Okay, so here we go. Let's get back to the part that I want to start this at. Where are you? Where's the one? Okay, so we're gonna start right here, I think. We're going to start here. What do you mean taking responsibility for the school? I'm just the student council president, aren't I? Why would you go so far? Because we have to go that far. It's an extremely important matter. The school is full of students who are in very unique situations. Quickly, in the face of authority, a single complaint from someone higher up is all it takes to stop them from being able to do anything. So at the end of the day, what this school needs is someone who can resolve its problems from the inside. Are you telling me not to trust adults? The chairman of this board of this school is someone you may have heard of before. Oko Shinomiya, Kaguya-san's older brother. Even the school is under the control of the Shinomiyas. From the police force to the court system, the power of the Shinomiya family reaches far and wide. Our society is far more corrupt than you think. It's absurd. Okay. At the end of the day, who will be the one to protect Kaguya Shinomiya? Well, what about who will protect Miyuki? Who's going to protect him? I'm sure that as our highly accomplished student council president, this duty will fall into your hands. Strong human connections are the ultimate counter to authority. After all, it's human emotion that ultimately makes the world go round. Soon we are about to see the outbreak of a major conflict with Kaguya Shinomiya at its center. Okay, now I remember the series that this is given me. We saw something very similar to this, in Gun X Clover. That's what this. It took me a minute. Gun X Clover is where we saw this, where there was a conflict centered around the main character, and or well, not one of the main, not the main character, but about one. Oh my god, holy crap! I can't remember the names off the top of my head. Now I remember. Okay, so this is very similar to what we saw in Gun X Clover with Morito, who had to Morito had to protect Nanase because there was a war, basically a war centered around Nanase, a world war to an extent, and Nanase's power was used to basically um, create all these towers that, in a sense, erased everyone's humanity in a way, because what it did, it stopped all conflict and wars and all that. And what was interesting, and basically by doing that, that's what I mean by getting rid of humanity, wiping away humanity in that sense. So and that's very similar to this. That's why I'm like, that's kind of similar to this in that respect. And it did take place in a school and all that. But the difference is Morito was a teacher, and he was a mercenary. So that's a little bit different. And you had special power, supernatural powers and all that. Gun X Clover is really goddamn good. Go read that series. You will understand what I mean. But anyway, but this line in particular right here gets me. And this is why I thought of Gun X Clover when with this line in particular. Strong human connections are the ultimate counter to authority. After all, it's human emotion that ultimately makes the world go round. Yes, because in Gun X Clover, the towers basically got eliminated. Eliminated conflict, and the only way you could do that is by getting rid of bad human emotion, or getting rid of human emotion, period. If you're only gonna have happiness and shit, you might as well get rid of rid of humanity, or humanity, and just have soulless husks. But that's what this is giving me. But this is so true. It is strong human connections, all of us connecting to each other, rising up against authority. We've seen it in, like, the Promised Neverland is another example of this. In one of the side stories with Isabella, we saw her say this to the other mother when she was grandma. When she was grandma, she basically said that the demons are scared of us coming together and rising up against them, and that's what people are scared of. That's what authorities, governments are scared of us coming together and rising up above them. But yes, and I know a lot of people are going to be comparing this to other things, and that's why certain things are happening. But also, human emotion can also be used against each other as well, as we've seen. But I love this line a lot. I do. Strong human connections are the ultimate counter to authority. It really goddamn is. Human emotion that ultimately makes the world go round. And it also is in the biological sense too, if you think about it. It's kind of like the love makes the world go around. But yeah, the war with Kaguya in its center. Yeah, because they're going to be fighting over Kaguya, because Kaguya is going to be the next heiress. And whoever controls Kaguya controls the Shinomiyas. And it also makes me think of Ranger Reject, which is coming back on October 20th. If you have not read Ranger Reject, you should. Because Ranger Reject is very, you have the corruption going on there with the indoctrination and all that. Of people that don't know what's really going on in the society there. And it's just very fascinating to me. This chapter is so good. Okay, between the trust and respect and relationships you've built throughout your time here, please use them all to protect her. So what you were really testing was whether I'd be capable of protecting Shinomiya, is that right? But why would you go that far for Shinomiya? Snoopy, do you know about him? This super cute dog? Sure, what about him? This right here. really gets me because this is so good and it's so true. As Snoopy once famously said, when it comes to life, you play with the cards you're dealt. But right now, all of you still don't even know what cards you've been dealt yet. As you keep going forward, little by little, you'll come to understand what you have. Before you start blindly doing as the adults tell you to, you should at least figure out what kind of hand you've been dealt. And until you do, all use whatever means possible to protect all of you youngsters. That's my way of education. This is brilliant for several reasons, and also what's happening here is very um, Aruma-esque, and Miramashita Aruma-kun as well, if you think about it too, considering what's been happening in that manga. But this right here is so important. This line, reason why it's very important is because what Aka is referring to is indoctrination. It is because, and we've seen this also had this line, a similar line to this, up in Boarding School Juliet as well. Right now, when you're even when you're in college too, and this is why indoctrination is a problem in college as well. People get all pissy about it, and it's true, it is a huge problem. And flock mentality is a pain in the. I hate flock mentality so much. Oh, I hate it. All of you still don't even know what cards you've been dealt yet. When you're, and this is why I keep telling people, I keep tweeting about this a lot, and I'm grateful for my parents for doing this, is to let your kids be kids. Stop indoctrinating them. Let them figure it out for themselves. Because when you're young, you don't know what cards you've been dealt yet. You don't know. And you really don't, technically you don't know. You don't really know until you're an adult. Shit. I'm still learning about the cards I've been dealt. I'm still getting dealt new cards. I got dealt a fresh new hand of cards, actually, if you think about it, because I had to start over. But when you're in high school and college, you're still learning about the cards that you've been dealt, because you never know when that hand is going to be changed. And I really, really love this. This principal is freaking amazing. I love him for this line. And as you keep going forward, little by little, you'll come to understand what you have. You'll come to understand what options are available to you. What not just that, but what is going on in society as a whole. Like what is the truth? What are lies? Before you start blindly, and what he means by before you start blindly doing as the adults tell you to, aka before you become a sheep, you should at least figure out what kind of hand you've been dealt. Figure out for yourself, like what you figure out your beliefs, figure out what you want to do with your life yourself, what life has in store for you, what you want to, in the case of, if we want to go political, what you want to vote for, what direction you want to see your life going, how you can get there, like what is holding you back. And this is what an educator is supposed to do. And until you do, I'll use whatever means possible to protect all of you youngsters, to protect them from all the indoctrination, to protect them from all the adults trying to use them for a political agenda. And that's what, the Shinomiyas are trying to indoctrinate them to use them in their society. It's real. This is so interesting. I love this. Now, if you excuse me, he's got to go do his raid. Who knows? He might be the type of person I'll come to recognize as a teacher someday. And the principal was just not fooling around. No, he wasn't. The principal what he was doing was he was putting on a facade. He has to put on a facade to look like he's fooling around, because if he showed his cards, then he would get fired, and then who would be there to protect the students? This is so brilliant. And again, this is very much like Oshinoko. This is why I love Oshinoko so much. The writing in Oshinoko, it's very, very similar to that in that respect, because there's all these little subtleties going on in that manga too. There's a bigger picture to be said. And I love that Akka is doing that. I love that Akka has a big, that all that it feels like up until this point, we didn't know what was really going on in society. And it's the same thing with Boku no Hero Academia with Horikoshi. We found out that we how corrupt hero society was. We did. And it's just so interesting. It really freaking is. And I love it. I love this so much. I do. I'm trying to think if there's any other series off the top of my head that has given us this. Would I say Devil Chi is one of them too? Hold on. Kind of. Not Fly Me to the Moon. Oh my god, there's another manga that was giving me this that has like this bigger picture like that. You can make the argument about Honey Lemon Soda, but nah. Oh, now I know what series. The series that I think that another series that kind of has this bigger picture thing going on. Like this is Toilet Bound Hanako-kan is another one that kind of has this going on. And oh god, if you have not read Toilet Bound Hanako-kan, you should, because it has this very similar bigger picture thing going on, that there's more going on and shit. Even not, it's in a different way in Kengan, but Kengan has this, the Kengan series we found out has this as well. And it's just so interesting. I really do love this. I love this so much. Oh yeah, Mission Yozakura Family has it as well, especially with what we found out with Tayo's family. Oh god, there's another one as well. God damn it, I can't remember. Though if we would, I say One Piece, you can make the argument. Orient kind of. Oh, Record of Ragnarok. We just saw it with Broda and Zerafuku's fight, how their fates were intertwined, and how we have this turning point, and how now because this is a turning point chapter, let's be real, that there's now like a bigger picture going on here. That's the best way to describe this chapter. This is a turning point chapter, and I love this. Akka, you have given us a really good turning point chapter here. I really do love what you're giving us. Would I say Tower of God? No, Tower of God is not a good one to describe this. I'm trying to think if there's another one off the top of my head. Maybe even said Karen Children could be one of them, but I'm really curious what you guys thought of this chapter. I really do love the expansion. I love that there's more going on here. I do think we're going to get something Black Lagoon-esque going on here. In terms of how the Shinomiyas are, in terms of like mafia wise, I really hope it's going to be very, very, very Black Lagoon-esque. I hope so. I do. I hope it's going to be, what I hope it's going to be is like Black Lagoon meets Kengan, in terms of like the worm. That's what I want out of this. And Tomodachi Game. That's the other one. I kind of want it to be a little bit like that, because Tomodachi Game, we have that corruption. And yeah, you could make the argument that we've kind of seen that with Darwin's Game as well. So there's a lot that Akka can do with this. I'm very curious what you guys think. I'm really excited to see. I know this video got long, but holy shit. This is one of those turning point chapters that there's just a lot to talk about. There is. And actually, you can make the argument that Undead Unluck is kind of like this in a way, too. We kind of had this when we found out about the loops. But oh, and, the Gun-X Clover element, and to an extent, Talentless Nana, too. But I'm really curious what you guys thought of this chapter. What do you think Akka is going to do with this now? I think the thing that really shook me was how the Shinomiyas are just running everything. It's just insane. And I know we've seen this before in other series, as I've said. We've seen this before. But to this large of a scale, and the writing this week, the timing of the writing this week was just perfection. Oh my God. I'm very curious what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What direction you think Aka's going to go with this? And also the other thing though, and of course I got to bring this up, is what about what I was saying earlier about Ishigami and Ino's class, and hell, even the classes after them. Where do they fit in all this? And also, does the other thing, of course, too, is the Rotary element, the Rotary family element. This is very much giving me, especially based on what we found out about the Shinomiya's, or one of Kaguya's, I think it was one of Kaguya's siblings. It's very much like the Rotaries in Promised Neverland. Are you guys getting that as well? And what do you guys, and fuck, it is like the Promised Neverland in a lot of regards too, if you think about it. I'm very curious what you guys think. What do you guys think about the situation with the Shinomiyas? Do you guys think we're going to get like a mafia? Because this is mafia. Do you think it's going to be very similar to what we've seen in Black Lagoon? Do you think we're going to get something very similar to like a Black Lagoon meets Promised Neverland kind of situation? Oh, I would live. Well, Black Lagoon meets Promised Neverland meets Darwin's Game kind of situation. Do you think, do you think it's going to be, I kind of hope what it's going to be. It's going to be a Gunix Clover meets Boarding School Juliet meets, oh my God, meets Promise, yeah, Gunix Clover meets Black Lagoon meets Promised Neverland meets Tomodachi Game kind of situation. Part of me wants to say, and yeah, and Darwin's Game to an extent, and maybe would I say Talentless Nana as well? Maybe. But what about like the classes before and after? I feel like Ishigami and Ino's class are gonna play a factor as well. I do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive and kicking so I can keep bringing you more Kaguya-sama Love is War content. There's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to my Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, find me on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.